Welcome class, we are going to review the ELG U3.G1 on transformations. Before we get started, there's always some essential information that we need to cover so that we have the knowledge and skills to complete the problems. A translation is a shift left, right, up, or down. We write it as x comma y is moving to x plus or minus a number, comma y plus or minus a number. And that tells us how to move the x and y coordinate. The other transformation we learned about is a reflection. That can be over the x-axis, y-axis, or any line. We can use the folding method by folding across that line and tracing the shape onto the other side. We also have a couple of key rules. Over the x-axis, we move from x comma y to x comma negative y. The y-axis moves from x comma y to negative x comma y. And the line y equals x, which is a diagonal line through the origin, moves x comma y to y comma x. It would be helpful to write this information on the top of your paper. The problems I'm going to be doing are not in your packet, but they're very similar to your packet. So just watch this problem or do it in your notebook with me, and then you'll be able to apply it to the other problems. I know that I need to draw the image of a reflection across the line y equals negative x. Y equals negative x goes through the origin and has a negative slope. I can imagine folding my paper along this line and seeing that my triangle will end up here in the first quadrant. So when you do this, you can always fold along the axis, along the line. What's sometimes helpful is to write the ordered pair for each coordinate point. So I know that this ordered pair z is at -5, -2. The ordered pair v is -5, -4. And the ordered pair h is -3, -4. When I reflect it, I remember that when I reflected across y equals x, x comma y is mapped to y comma x. I know that it's going to be in the first quadrant, so when I map this along y equals negative x, xy is going to map to negative y, negative x. So if I have -5, -2, it's going to map to +2, +5, and this will be called z prime. -5, -4 will map to -4, +5, and we'll call it v prime. And -3, -4 will map to +4, +3, and we'll call that h prime. Here is my reflected triangle. You can check your work by folding it along the y-axis, or along the line y equals -x, and checking to ensure that your triangle lays on top of itself. At this point, you should pause the video and continue working on each of the sample problems. The second type of problem is to write a rule to describe each transformation. When I do that, I'm going to start by picking one vertex of the triangle and writing the ordered pair. So I can see that the vertex D is located at positive 4, positive 5. I can see that D prime is located at 0, 3. I notice from here to here, I went left 4 on the x-axis. From here to here, I went down 2 on the y-axis. The way that I'm going to describe this transformation is with our arrow notation. So xy was mapped to x minus 4, comma y minus 2. I should ensure that this is true for each of the points. So I'm going to start it out. I'm going to move left 4 and down 2. I ended up at L prime, so I know my translation that I wrote out was correct. At this point, you should pause the video and complete these problems. This section says write the rule and apply it to A to find A prime. In order to do this, I need to annotate my problem first. I'm going to write the rule and apply it to A and to find A prime. This is what I'm looking for, finding A prime, as well as writing the rule. So I see that I have R and R prime, and I'm going to figure out the translation that occurred. I can see that I went down 7 and right 8. So if I use my notation, the right is the x coordinate, so x went 8 to the right, and y went down 7, which is a minus 7. Now I need to apply that same transformation to A. So I'm going to take A, apply the same rule to find A prime. I know that I wrote the rule already, so I'm going to check that off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A prime would be located down here. I can write the coordinates of A prime, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So the coordinates of A prime are 4 and negative 9. At this point, you should pause the video and continue with this section of problems. The last type of problem is what is the image under the given translation? So again, I want to annotate my problem. I'm going to circle the question and box important information. It has to be given under the same translation. So I can see that x is moving to the left 7 and it's moving up 4. I can apply the rule right away, or I can sketch a graph. So I can see z is at 2, negative 4. I can go left 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and up 4. And this is where z prime would live. I also could apply the transformation to the coordinate point. So I'm going to take 2, which is my x value, and take away 7, which will be -5. And I'm going to take -4, which is my y value, and add 4. So my new location of z prime should be at -5, 0. And at my graph, I notice that it is at -5, 0. At this point, you should stop the video and continue with these types of problems.